Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast. Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Vladimir Potapenko. Vladimir Potapenko is an entrepreneur, inventor, social investor, CEO, and co-founder of 8Allocate, a custom software development and outsourcing consultancy with 2 R&D centers in Ukraine. Before 8Allocate, Vladimir gained first-hand experience in sales and business development, worked in the education industry, founded 2 startups, ZBS.Technology and Engineer Riot, and are both now successfully integrated in the 8Allocate group of companies. Vladimir received his Master's of Science in Telecom and his MBA as well. Vladimir is also an avid marathon runner. Well, good afternoon, Vlad. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, Brian. How are you?
Great. Awesome. This is amazing. I love getting up either early in the morning or staying up late to talk to people from all around the globe. So thank you for joining. You've got an amazing company, and I've been looking at your career there. You've just got a lot of energy. After spending a few years in the workforce, it seems you jumped into entrepreneurship and never looked back. Could you share maybe with our audience what was the key to your success so far?
Success is a very subjective thing, but still we're not the biggest, but not the smallest company in our industry. But anyway, getting back there, it was just a time of, when your body and your brain and everything inside your inner world asks for some changes. And obviously changing of wife and family is not the good thing. So it was only about the career. And I just thought, if I don't try now, so when? I got the point where the younger you are, the easier to try. So just put all in to entrepreneurship. And that's already the sixth year. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. No, I just really do love your stories because, you are fairly young, in my opinion, based on your profile there, and you've done quite a great job. So thank you for sharing that. And that's very inspirational for a lot of other entrepreneurs and tech CEOs around the world. So thanks for sharing.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Sure. So Vlad, your company has a global presence. You mentioned to me you've got a good footprint here in the United States as well, you being from Ukraine.
Yeah.
What is your best-selling product or service, and how does it compare to your competitors?
Yeah, we are a service company mostly. So we have 2 main services. So basically what we are doing is we do software development as a service, right? So we serve some early stage startups and going to the pretty big companies, for example, like money transferring company, which is the third biggest in the world. We offer them 2 main engagement models. The first one is project based, which suits very good for a very early stage startup. So just need to have a website or a mobile application, some MVP or a feature development. And as well for some enterprises, those are just willing to get rid of some work, they need a code refactoring or something like that. The idea is that we receive the spec, the specification or scope of work, and then we estimate it in advance. We put our own team, our own project manager, and we are responsible for delivering deployment at the end. Another model is for companies probably starting from late stage startups. We call it dedicated teams or extended teams. In the US, people usually name it as staff augmentation. So basically it's for companies those are willing to scale up, but they struggle to do it locally, or they are looking to decrease cost or do it faster. Or for example, for clients from Europe, it's also a question of scaling down the team, because firing people in France or Germany is a big headache, and it's easier to do it in Ukraine. And as Ukraine was voted as #1 outsourcing destination in Europe, what we do is we basically build technical departments for our clients. Those are fully managed by our customers, but we take care of operations. So basically we create a global presence for them, presence overseas, but take care about all the operational headaches. So that's what we're doing. Both services they suit well for the US market. The only thing is the time zone difference. So the dedicated teams works not so easy, to offer to the West Coast, for example, but it's also have an advantage as well. It's kind of, you have your software development department working 24/7, you have like 2 shifts and you still have an overlap, which you don't have if you outsource to India, for example. So you have time to do retrospective meetings and, stand-ups and work together, but then you have a time to be fully focused. That's it.
No, that's amazing. I appreciate you sharing how you've expanded into those two areas. And you're right, a lot of times companies have challenges with, the management overhead or having personnel. So that's great that you offer
Exactly.
that. I do appreciate that. So Vlad, your portfolio includes technologies. I was reading like artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain, predictive modeling. Were these services created out of the global disruption and innovation the last few years, or did you see a need for this 5 years ago when you founded your company?
Frankly speaking, people were already talking about that. So I guess one of the really first clients we got, it was the company based in New York. Those were doing chatbots. They have a software as a service solution. We've been doing backend development, Python for them, and quality assurance automation. So it was definitely back then. The only change I would probably can mention is that 3, 4 years ago, if people tend to say blockchain, it was mostly about crypto. So we did the architecture for Skycoin, we did several crypto wallets through some currency exchange platforms and so on. And then when Bitcoin just gone down, now if people ask about blockchain, I can bet that for 90% of cases it's not about crypto. So that was probably the only change. But people, as used to talk about AI and IoT and so on, they still do. I would say even AI has become even more popular. But there is an interesting fact, by the way. I've seen the analytics of the German market of startups. Those say they are AI startups, right? And it's about only 40% or so of companies those really use this technology.
Interesting.
That's a very interesting fact.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you share that. And you have a different perspective as well. Obviously, being an entrepreneur, you want to stay one step ahead of your competition. So you're always out there reading, researching, trying to stay ahead, as I mentioned, right? But for you to be a global provider of services, you really get to dive in and see what other countries, other companies are doing. So I think that's great, actually. So thank you for sharing, Vlad.
Yeah, we even were a sponsor of a big research. It was mostly focused on the Eastern Europe, but still it covers not only Ukraine, but a lot of countries. Yeah, sure. You need to know where you're playing.
Absolutely. Great job on that. So, Vlad, this is the big question my audience loves too. They want to kind of get intimate with you in knowing a little bit about you and maybe there's some sort of success you can share. So, in your career experience, what would be helpful for, again, some of those in my audience are looking to either grow their career in leadership or maybe they want to break into entrepreneurship?
Oh, let me think for a second. I would probably take three main things. The first one is constant self-challenging. And I would divide it in two sections. The first one is self-education, so reading a lot of books, doing trainings, going for education more and more. Especially now, it's fully open. I'm based in Kiev mostly, and I can attend the courses of Stanford Graduate School of Business and so on. It's amazing. The second one, what I meant by self-challenging, I guess, is going beyond your comfort zone. We're not living here here like in Beverly Hills, so
Yeah.
it's hard to sometimes call it a comfort zone, but it's still like I've chosen sports. So I did a marathon. I'm now preparing to swim over the Bosphorus from Europe to Asia, basically, which is going to take place in 4 weeks.
Wow.
So that's another one. The big role that I had in my kind of path, that was a mentorship. So both of my business partners there, one got the MBA from Chicago Booth School of Business, another one graduated from INSEAD and the business school based in France. They are both a bit older than me, so kind of they help me grow, because when I see how they think, I start thinking wider as well, if you know what I mean. And the third one is just do it, like Nike says. When you just dream about it, on my screen, I have a wallpaper which says the true entrepreneur is a doer, not a dreamer. So besides of dreaming and having the great idea, and I'm a bigger fan of the phrase that idea almost worth nothing, execution does. It's about doing stuff. And Americans have a very big advantage of having an ability and the culture of failing in their mindset. In Europe, in Asia, for example, people, they are afraid of getting a failure.
Sure.
So America, I guess it's one of the things drive your economy, that people failure is okay. So it's just doing, just fail, fail, and fail, and just get up. Like Japanese say, like 7 times you fall down, you get up for 8 times.
Absolutely. No, I think that's great. I love your attitude, your energy, and the things that you've done. And I think, in my career, I would share some of the same sentiments about mentorship,
Mhm.
about just going for it, just do it. And yes, you need to fail. We've all failed a lot of times in our life, but
Oh, sure.
the only way you succeed is getting back up. So that's amazing, Vlad. I appreciate you sharing that. And I just want to personally thank you. It was a pleasure having you on the show today. And I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
Oh, thank you, Brian. Thank you once again for inviting. That's an honor for me. And I wish you a good luck and good luck to all of your audience and listeners. You're doing an amazing things.
Thank you very much. And bye for now.